Okay, let's unpack this then. We're diving into Studio AZUKI today.
Mm-hmm.
This is a brand new US-based anime studio, but it's a joint venture.
Right.
And it's coming from AZUKI, the digital brand NFTs mostly. Now they're partnering up with some Japanese anime heavyweights.
Yeah, Kamisma Inc. and Xenatune Inc. Serious players.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question for you listening is, how does a Web3 brand, like one known mainly for digital collectibles, suddenly jump into mainstream anime production? It's a big leap.
It really is.
And what could this kind of shift actually mean for your experience, whether you're an anime fan or just, curious about how these industries are evolving? So our mission today is to really get into Studio AZUKI's Anime 2.0 vision. It sounds ambitious. We'll look at their maybe surprising alliances and the path they're trying to forge, while also kind of keeping AZUKI's history in mind.
Mm-hmm. Context is important there.
Definitely. So this Anime 2.0 thing, Studio AZUKI says it's not just about making more anime, but fundamentally changing how it's made. They're using phrases like global first, creator-centric, social native. What does that actually mean on the ground?
Well, what's really fascinating is how they're planning to do it. It's all about integrating Web3 tech deep down. So unlike traditional anime production, with those powerful production committees calling the shots.
Right, the gatekeepers.
Exactly. Azuki's pushing for things like digital ownership, decentralized governance. The idea is that fans, like you, can actually become active stakeholders. Imagine maybe voting on a show's theme song or having a say in character designs.
Interesting.
We actually saw a bit of this already with their Azuki anthology series, Enter the Garden. Episode 1 directly put characters owned by NFT holders into the animation.
Oh, wow. Okay, so integrating actual fan assets.
Yeah. And then there's the funding aspect. They're exploring direct-to-fan token funding. So this model aims to bypass those traditional committees entirely. Creators could raise money directly from their global fan base using their own digital currency. They're calling it anime.
So more independence for creators, potentially, and maybe more transparency.
That's the promise. And underpinning all of this is something called Anime Chain. It's a specialized blockchain, an L3 orbit chain they built with Arbitrum. Think of it like a dedicated digital ledger. It's designed specifically to track anime fandom data, IP rights, even collectibles, all on-chain. It could sort of revolutionize ownership and how revenue flows.
Okay, so it's not just talk. They are actually producing content, like you mentioned, Enter the Garden.
Yeah.
And some big names attached too, right? Goro Taniguchi, Tatsuyuki Tanaka.
Yeah, renowned directors. They're not messing around with the creative talent.
And they're also building anime.com as this, central hub for global fans, which apparently got traction fast.
Adoption seems pretty quick there.
But still, you gotta ask, how does a Web3 brand, even with cool ideas and some early content, actually pull off such a, global vision? That takes serious infrastructure and connections.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that's where these strategic partnerships become, crucial. First, you've got Kamisma Inc. from Japan. They bring that deep, authentic Japanese anime production know-how. They run the Janime manga app, own a high-end studio called Qzil.law. They know the craft.
Okay, the authentic Japanese element.
Then there's Xenatune Inc., also Tokyo-based. They bring a more forward-thinking approach, like a 2D, 3D hybrid pipeline and connections to indie creators. They seem focused on sort of democratizing production a bit.
So innovation on the production side, too.
And maybe the biggest strategic piece is Westbrook Inc.
Ah, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's company.
That's the one, a major global media player. That gives them, unparalleled access to Hollywood networks, distribution expertise worldwide. That's huge reach.
Okay, so it's this blend. Authentic Japanese anime craft, Hollywood muscle, and then this layer of Web3 innovation. That does sound like a unique setup.
It definitely creates a different kind of competitive edge. The goal seems to be bringing you, the viewer, something genuinely new in anime.
But, no big venture is without its challenges. There have to be hurdles here.
Oh, absolutely. And this raises an important point. While the potential is there tapping into a global fan base, these new funding models, they face some pretty significant hurdles. For one, they really need to address the past reputational stuff from Azuki's NFT history.
Right, I remember hearing about that, the founder's previous projects.
Yeah, abandoned projects associated with the founder. And then the negative reaction to their Elementals NFT mint. People felt the new NFTs were too similar to the originals, kind of diluting the brand or value.
Okay, so trust is a big factor.
Huge. rebuilding and, crucially, maintaining trust within the community, both Web3 and potentially the wider anime fandom, that's going to be vital for them long term. And beyond that, there's the challenge of explaining these, let's face it, complex Web3 concepts to a mainstream audience without making it confusing or off-putting.
Yeah, bridging that gap is tough.
And finally, they just need to deliver consistently high-quality, engaging anime that can actually compete in what is, a fiercely competitive global animation market. The bar is high.
No kidding. Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the takeaway here?
Yeah.
Studio AZUKI seems like a real pioneer, maybe, trying to mash up Japanese anime artistry, Web3's decentralized ideas, and Hollywood's global machine.
It's definitely a bold experiment.
So the final thought maybe for you to chew on. Can this approach, fan-empowered, blockchain-backed, globally ambitious, truly redefine how anime gets made, funded, and experienced worldwide?
Oh.
Or will the complexities of the Web3 learning curve and maybe those past shadows prove too much to overcome? It's definitely going to be fascinating to watch unfold.